Is it shared?
Yes.
Chalo. Okay. So let's continue from yesterday's class. Yesterday we have discussed about uh, the general introduction. Okay. So, so yes, yesterday we generally had the normal discussions on what is the course, how long is the duration, and uh, how is the class timing. At the same time, how when do we have the classes generally, and we also understood that how many modules are there in Power BI. Suppose you're in fresher, how does it work? If you have a gap in between, how does it work? All these discussions we had yesterday, and also had the general introduction of the faculty, and also have given an overview of the basic syllabus which is there, which we are going to discuss further, right? Now, today is day 2 session. So let's discuss about the data and technologies. Okay. So now it is the session 2. Let's discuss about the data and technologies. Okay. So now what I'll do is, let me open an Excel. So I'll write it here so that it is easy to understand. That doesn't mean I'm teaching you Excel. Okay. Yes. So can you guys tell me what is data? So obviously data analyst, all of us will work ultimately with the data, correct? Guys, I'm going from the very basic level to cover all the technologies one by one. First, I'll discuss brief about data, then slowly go to the next levels of the technologies. Okay. So first, can you guys tell me what is data?
Group of information.
Okay. Anything else? Guys, you can't be quiet. Please be interactive. What is data?
A collection
Collection
of
of words,
information.
madam. Collection of words, madam.
Okay. Any other definitions generally you guys want to follow?
Storage.
Sorry? So, so you cannot define the data just with one sentence. Okay. In real time, suppose you're an experienced person, we usually compare the data based on the size of it, based on the content in it, and based on the way where it is stored. We design our project. Okay. So what are these three aspects of data? We'll go further. How these three together will create what technology people are using, that you will understand today. Okay, so in real time, this is how we consider all three aspects of data, and then we will continue further. Okay, so in data, let me talk about obtains of data. That means what exactly does a data contain? Okay, so obtains matlab what, sorry, obtains means what data contains. Next, we also talk about the storage, and we also talk about the size. Based on all three aspects of this data, we come to a conclusion saying what to do based because we have this data. Okay. Now, what does the obtains? What does the data contain? Don't tell me information. I want to know how is that information? What does that information contain? What does that information, piece of information, that is the data, contains?
And is the like group of strings, numbers, etc.
Correct. It can be A to Z, 0 to 9, combinations, right? Anything else?
Yeah, dates,
Dates is also a
alphanumerics,
combination
especially.
of
Yeah,
numbers and yeah. What? Numbers and what? Special characters. Okay, it is a combination of numbers and special characters. Anything else? What does a data contain? Other than these three also, what does the data contain? So, when you purchase a phone, will you carefully check for internal storage? When you check phone, will you browse for internal storage?
yes.
Or why? Guys, be active. You cannot be quiet.
We check
Be
that because
active and
it meets our.
interactive.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Continue. Guys, your phone contains images, videos. This is also some kind of information. And you can also get data to sensors. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
any
got
other
it.
data? I think remaining any other data can be adjusted among any of these mentioned here, right?
Yes.
Correct. So this is about the obtains of data. Okay. Now going back to the second next option. In next option, you have to let's discuss about the size of data. Okay. So can you tell me the basic size of data, how we measure it?
The form of
The file
KB,
size based on the KBs,
GB,
MBs.
MB,
No, no, no. I want the basic first one.
KB.
No, before KB also we have something.
Bytes.
Bytes only.
Before bytes also you have something.
Bits of data.
Bit, bit, bit to bit.
Before bit, 1 comma 0
Zeros
binary.
and ones. Zeros and ones.
Next, after binary,
Same byte.
All data should be contain zeros and ones only.
sorry, after binary, what is the next one?
Kernel.
Bit. You were telling no bit.
Byte.
Byte,
What is 4 bits called?
byte,
Byte.
4 bits is called byte, then what is 8 bits called? If 4 bits is called byte, then what is 8 called?
Megabyte, gigabyte.
No, I still didn't go to KB only. Why MB and GB is coming?
Bytes.
Kilobyte.
Hmm? Guys, 4 bits is called nibble. Here it goes with byte. Now, what is 1024 bytes?
1
KB.
kilobytes.
Correct, it's KB. What is 1024 KB?
MB.
Yes, MB. What is 1024 MB?
Gigabyte.
GB.
Gigabyte. GB.
Yes, what is your 1024 GB?
Terabyte. TB.
TB. What is 1024 TB? TB, petabytes. What is 1024 TB? Hmm?
EB. EB.
Exabyte.
What is one
Exabyte.
Exabyte.
exabyte? EB. What is 1024 exabyte?
Zettabyte.
Zettabyte.
Google is very good at giving these answers, right? After petabyte, it is exabyte. After exabyte,
Zettabyte.
Zettabyte.
very good. After zettabyte,
Yottabyte.
after yottabyte,
Brontobyte.
after bronotobyte,
GOP byte.
GB byte. Next. So this way, our size of data is increasing, correct? Now, so let's discuss about size of data. For example, based on the size of data, we store our data. Okay, always remember, based on the size of the data, we decide where to store our data. Okay, so here, can you tell me where you generally store your data? In a files firstly? Yes or no? In a file system? So can you tell me, name out few file systems?
Hard drive.
How can hard drive be a file? It's a device.
It's a device. Yeah.
Excel,
No.
XML.
Word,
JSON.
SQL.
JSON.
Yeah,
Excel
XML,
SV.
XLS, not XLSV. Next,
CSV.
XLSX, correct, CSV, comma separated value. Next, anyone knows this?
JSON.
I wrote. That's what I asked. JSON, very good. Next, let me put etc. Okay, so most widely used one is Excel, right? So Excel is
Yeah.
limited or unlimited?
Limited.
Limited.
Is it not unlimited?
Yes.
Excel is limited, right?
Yes, yes.
So what is the limit of Excel? How many columns?
10 lakhs 48,576.
Did you listen to my question? I asked how many columns. I know in
Okay.
Google it will first give rows. That's why I always ask columns.
16,384.
16384. How do you know this? So number of rows, I'll write it along approximately 10. Sorry, 1 million. It's 10 lakhs approximately, so 1 million. There is a limit. Suppose you have a data more than that. So in an Excel file, if you see here, suppose this is my Excel. See, if I do this, what is the limit I have? 10 lakhs 48,576, right? Now, if I want to more, if I more have the data, where do I have to store? Where do I have to
Another
store? Sorry,
in a different sheet.
in a different sheet. Okay. So if I want to do a graph on that sheet, see, my data is continuation of the first sheet. Okay. If my
Okay.
data is a continuation of first sheet, I want a visual which shows both of them, 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I represent?
We can use Power BI in that visuals.
What I can use?
Power BI or SQL. Based on that,
It's
we
not
can
about
use.
Power BI here. Is
Okay.
it possible?
Maybe
If I do it like that, is it possible?
Use like
If I
Google
do that,
Sheet.
is it possible?
Spreadsheet.
See, is it possible to combine both the data, which is not accommodated in this sheet?
it's not possible, I think.
Yeah, it will be in different multiple sheets. You need someone to combine it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The limitation of Excel, to overcome this limitation of Excel, in the next stage, we have database to store the data. Okay, so one's limitation is another one's invention. Understood? Because it is limited, we have a next invention where you can store larger data, correct?
Right.
Can you tell me some databases? Some database name complete online. If you go browse for an institute or anything you do, you get all the database name, most of the database names. Tell me few database names.
SQL.
SQL,
SQL,
Java.
can you tell me the full form of SQL?
Yeah,
Structured
structured query
query
language.
language.
Structure.
See, you yourself are
SQL is
telling
a
it's a
language,
language.
it's not a database.
Yeah, SQL, you yourself are telling it's a language.
Language, I think.
If it's a language, how can it be a database? I'm asking you database. You guys are telling me about the language. Give me a few database names.
MySQL.
Oracle, AWS,
You have
MySQL.
MySQL, SQL Server.
Oracle.
This SQL Server is, to avoid confusion, SSMS. Okay, Oracle is cloud or a database?
Database.
In our database.
If Oracle is a database, then what is a cloud?
AWS. Salesforce.
By company Oracle, it has both database and clouds. If
Okay.
Oracle itself is a database, then what is cloud? By Oracle company. Oracle is a cloud. Oracle DB or those can be called as database. Okay, let me not confuse you with Oracle now. Okay, fine. Any other databases? You have Teradata, you have PostgreSQL, you have MongoDB, you have MariaDB, etc. Take me?
Mm-hmm.
All this comes under the databases. Okay, am I clear?
Yes.
Now, database is limited or
Please
unlimited?
explain once more database.
Sorry?
Please explain once again about database.
Okay, fine. I'm saying I just told the names of database. That's all. I didn't explain anything. I just told the names of database. Now I'm just starting about the database. Okay?
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So can you guys tell me database will be limited or unlimited? Is database limited or unlimited?
Unlimited.
Sure it's unlimited?
Unlimited ఏదండి?
Your voice is not clear, Shashank.
Yeah, it's sure it's unlimited.
Then why do we have cloud? If database is unlimited, then why do we need a cloud?
Database is limited with huge size.
If limited, what is the limit?
It depends.
Depends on what? Guys, try. Okay, fine. Let me explain you this. So in a database, whenever you're working on a database, it is how much you pay, that much you get. That is true. But when you're querying a data from a database, if your output is more, I mean, if your output includes querying a larger number of rows, if your output includes querying a larger number of rows, then in that scenario, your database gives a buffer. For example, your 10th results. Okay, when your 10th results are released, okay, when your 10th results are released, all of you go and browse for it. Did you ever see a buffering?
Yes, we are seeing.
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
So it can work properly, but it will show buffers. That's the reason we have something called cloud. But ma'am, what is this SQL then? Very simple. Now, if I teach this class in Tamil, will you guys understand?
No.
No.
If I teach in Urdu, obviously
Mm,
another no.
no.
Correct? English?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Similarly, database understands the only language called SQL. Because the data is stored in database, if you want to communicate with that database, you should know a language called SQL. SQL is a language which is the medium of communication between the database and the user. Do you understand now? SQL is a language which is a communication language between the database and the end user. Got it?
Yeah, got
Okay.
it.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. When someone is asking you what is a database, don't tell SQL. Okay. Database is a container which stores data, and SQL is a language which is used to communicate with that container. Fine.
Yes.
Now, okay. So then why this cloud? Can you guys first tell me few clouds so that later again next I'll tell you the difference between database and cloud?
AWS.
By which company?
Amazon Web Services.
Very good. Next,
Azure,
Azure by
GC, GC. Yeah.
Azure by
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
okay. Next, GCP by
Go.
Google.
is whoever I want to put in experience and go, no? At least this basic information you guys should know. If you keep quiet, that won't help you. Got it? Be interactive so that we all can discuss together and learn together. Okay. So we have AWS, Azure, GCP. Next, have you ever heard of Snowflake? Now
Snowflakes.
tell me, Oracle also has a cloud. Next, IBM also have a cloud, right?
What about Salesforce?
Yeah, Salesforce also is a cloud, but only for retail domain.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, then what is the difference between database and cloud, ma'am? Both of them can store the larger data. Then what is the difference? Now, I'll give you a general example. Try to relate to it so that it will be easy for you to remember it. It's a general example. Okay. So suppose you are the younger brother of the house. You have an elder sister who is earning 55 LPA, and you have a father. Obviously, when sister is having 55 LPA, your father's income would be 1 CR per annum. That is in a year. Got it? Now, in this scenario, you being the younger one who is not having any earnings right now, want to purchase a chocolate. Whom do you go for asking a chocolate? Who will be your first priority? Because if it's a lesser cost, the chocolate,
Sister.
Yeah.
sister should be good, right? You will not disturb father all the time, even for a small chocolate, correct?
Right.
Okay. If you want a chocolate, you're going to a sister. Very good. So now, yes, whenever I ask a chocolate, she's purchasing. So I want a bicycle now.
Go with the father.
Why?
Yeah, we should ask for the because there's
We
more,
will
more
go with the
money
sister.
and
55 LP of package, can she not afford your bicycle?
Yes, she can afford.
Yes.
You can
She
afford.
can afford, no?
Yes.
It's very easy for her, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Now, if you want a bike,
You can ask sister also.
yeah, if you maintain a proper bond, all girls will agree that you can ask your sister. But if you maintain a proper bond with her, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, okay. Car.
You can ask sister.
Are you still getting a thought? 1 second, getting a thought. Okay, can she afford or father would be a choice? She can afford, father choice, right? It's here and there, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Idea is going here and there, father or sister.
Yes. Yes.
Why is it going here and there? Because not only his her salary, we also have to be friendly with her. No, we fight with her every day, correct?
Yes.
At the same time, if you ask for a car, she can afford, but she might go with EMI. True?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you want a house, want a own house.
Yes,
Who is your choice?
Father.
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 See, no doubt, father. Correct? In this scenario, whenever I told chocolate, bicycle, bike, car, and house, in the background, you were thinking about the size of the product or the price of the product.
Price of the product.
Price of the product.
Price of the
Progress of the product.
Correct? The increase in the price of the product, you're taking a decision based on sister or father, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of thinking about the price of the product, compare the same price of the product with the size of the data. Increase in the size of the data, sister is considered as database, father is a cloud. You get that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
based on the price of these, we are deciding whether it's a sister or father, correct? Same way, based on the size of the data you have, we decide where to store our data, either it's a file, database, or cloud. Did you get that?
Yes.
And cloud
Yes.
is only for storage? Is
Absolutely.
cloud only for storage? No, it's not only for
No.
storage. It
No,
also
ma'am.
has 100 plus services in it. Okay, one way this is the difference. And another difference between cloud and database is the cost. Okay, so how is that cost affecting the database and cloud? It's like your house rent. Database purchasing is like your house rent. You use it, you don't use it. First tell what
Still,
size you want, you have to pay the bill for it. Correct? This cloud is like your
Yes.
electricity bill. How much you use, that you pay. Or is there anyone here who will pay 3,000 rupees of electricity bill constant every month, even though you use it, don't use it?
No, ma'am.
Or you only
No.
pay for what you use?
Yes.
Pay for what you use, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's how the billing of cloud also would be. Now, did you guys get some understanding? Data is not about just piece of information, but it also has to be considered about the storage, octanes, and size.
Yes.
You get that?
Correct. Yes.
Is that clear?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
Next
Yes.
time, if someone is asking
Yes.
you what is
Yeah.
data,
Yeah.
will you just say piece of information?
No. No. It's not. It's about storage also.
Yeah, it's about what it contains, what is the size of it, and how it is stored as well. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
ma'am, why did we discuss all this? Anyone has this question now? Why did we discuss this brief about the data? What does it help us? So you guys say, ma'am, I have seen an opening on cloud, and they are also asking for Excel experience, and they're also asking for Power BI Tableau. Correct. Why will
Correct.
they ask?
Yes.
Why? Because they are going to use that in their project. Correct. How do they decide what they use in the project? Now let's talk about little more on technologies, because you know the data. All these technologies which I'm dealing with are related to data, correct? That's the reason I wanted to give an overview of data. Do you think it was little or at least little useful? Did it give you some clarity
Yes.
than what you had
Yeah,
before?
yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think so.
It
Yes,
helped?
ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes. Now you see. So did you guys ever heard of analytics and data science?
Yeah, I heard.
Is there any confusion between
Yeah.
what is the difference between data analytics and data science? I think a lot of people face this confusion between what is that and what is this, correct?
Yes.
Now, I'll give you an example, just very layman example where everyone can answer it if you listen to it, okay? So suppose, yeah, I have a habit of drinking milk every day, for example. Now on Monday, I have purchased 2 milk packets because I stay alone at my home. So on Monday, I'm purchasing 2 milk packets. On Tuesday, I did purchase 2 milk packets again. Wednesday, I took only 1 milk packet. And Thursday, I took 2 milk packets. Again, Friday, I went with 2 milk packets. Saturday, obviously, weekend, I didn't wake up, so zero. And Sunday, I again took 2 milk packets. Now, Monday, how many milk packets will I take?
2 to 4.
So,
I think 9. I think
2.
How many milk packets I might take on Monday?
2 only.
2.
so,
How did you
so,
say two? Are you a data scientist? How did you come to the conclusion it's two? Based on the historical
Ba-
pattern.
yes.
You analyze this data,
mm,
right?
Yes.
Now
yeah.
this yellow shade one is data analytics. So whatever is already happened in the business, you will get that data that you analyze it is called the data analytics. Now, based on analyzing this, when you're saying what will happen in future, right? You are guessing what might happen. This is data science, especially predictions. You get that now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Based on the data
Yes.
analyzed, you do some predictions. This is data science. This question mark part, if you give the answer, that is data science. Already, whatever is happened, if you're analyzing it, it's data analytics.
Okay.
Did
Okay.
this make some sense now? Got an
Yeah.
understanding on difference very simple way?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
Mm.
So where is your data stored now? I'm telling you whatever data is already there. If you're analyzing, you're a data analyst. Correct. Where is the data? This data stored now? It can be in a file. It can be in a database. It can be in a cloud.
Database. Cloud.
It can be anywhere in this three, right?
Right.
Suppose if this data is in few are in file, few are in database. Okay. So
Mhm.
obviously you can use any tools, right?
Right.
Suppose you want to use Python to understand the data. You become a data analyst, or you can also be called as Python developer. Suppose you're analyzing the data using Power BI. You call Power BI developer.
Developer.
If you're using Tableau to analyze to connect to the data in database or wherever it is. See,
That's good.
database, I mean, this reporting tools can be connected to any of the data sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So if you are trying to use, I think this is disturbing. Yeah. If you're using Tableau, then you're called Tableau developer.
Tableau developer.
You get that? You might not know, understand the difference between data analyst and a Power BI developer. People might be thinking, ma'am, what role I will end up in? Am I called a data analyst if I learn Power BI? Yes, you are a data analyst, but uses a tool called Power BI to analyze data. That analysis, to understand better, you give a pictorial representation called visualization. Did you get me now?
Mm-hmm.
Then what is financial analyst, fraud analyst? Very simple. If you're analyzing your credit card, what is happening? You might have the data of your credit card previous customers. You are called a credit analyst. If you're analyzing a finance data, finance or finance,
Finance analyst.
you're called a finance analyst.
Finance analyst.
If you're analyzing a fraud in your data, you're called a fraud analyst.
Fraud analyst.
If you're trying to understand the business of the client and explain it to the technical people like developers, you are called a business analyst.
Analyst. Analyst.
Any other data? If you're trying to analyze any other data, the similarly based on the data you're analyzing your analyst name, but ultimately you're analyzing that data only. Did you get that now? Different analyst position, how it is?
Yes.
And for data analytics, can we use only Power BI or only Python, or you can use any of this? Suppose your data is in database specially. So what is the language database knows?
SQL.
So what are you called if you're working only on SQL? SQL developer.
SQL developer.
Did you get me now?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on until here? Did this give you some information on analytics side and in the real time how the roles are and how things are?
I have a doubt.
Yes.
You said it's a minor difference between data analyst and data science, right? But
Yes.
when we analyze this data, so at that
Hmm?
time we work with this data, and after that we will predict whatever the answer, right?
Correct.
So finally we got a answer. We said like it's on Monday our answer is 2. So
Correct.
so I'm little bit confused. So how can we say, suppose I am a data analyst and someone is a
See,
data
how did you
scientist?
say it's two? You don't tell me how can you say. How did you say it's two?
Because as a data analyst person, we got an answer also, right?
Did I give the answer here?
No, no.
Answer didn't come directly. See, this is what is a problem. You know what happened is you guys
Mhm.
use your brain. But ultimately, then you realize that you didn't use anything. How did that answer come? How did you give me answer two first? Tell me that. Just like that random number you told me? Or did you look at this previously how she is purchasing pattern?
Purchasing pattern.
You have seen the pattern, right? If it's a larger, now it is just 7 or 8 rows, you just saw it and gave me. If it is millions of records, can you sit, check it, and give the answer? No, right?
No. No.
That is where you have something called algorithms in the background. These algorithms are designed based on the subject called statistics. That's why data scientist is asked to learn stats and maths. You understand now? Now, what is this data science and what is this machine learning, deep learning, and NLP, ma'am? Very simple. In your schooling, did you read English?
Yes.
English was a subject?
Yes.
Mm.
This
Yes.
was a language subject. If you
Yes.
didn't read that English, will you be able to understand the social and science textbooks?
No.
No.
What is the base for all of them, all of the other subjects?
Same.
English, right?
Right.
Similarly, people teach you data science. It is the basics. This data science which you learn is the basic for machine learning, ML, natural language processing, DL, deep learning. So when do you go with machine learning? When do you go with machine learning? If you have your data less size, okay, and it contains A to Z, 0 to 9, and special characters, then I go with something called machine learning. Then I go with something called machine learning. Now, the same thing, but my size of data is increasing slowly, large. Then I go with deep learning. And if I'm handling only language data, A to Z, and some special characters, that's why it is called natural language processing. If you're trying to use all three together in a project, if you're trying to use any two combination, then it is AI project, artificial intelligence. You get me now?
Yes.
Yes.
This is not a data science course. I just tried to give you an overview. Okay. Now, did you get some clarity on what I we do in Power BI? If you are running Power BI, are you also called a data analyst?
Yes.
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 Few companies they give you
Yes.
designation as a data analyst. Few
Yes.
companies give you designation as a BI developer. Few companies give you as Power BI developer. Few also go with visualization expert designation. But ultimately, you go work with Power BI to analyze the data and report it in the visuals. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So got some understanding on some technologies now.
Yes.
Now, whoever works with designing your data in a proper structure, this part which is highlighted here, that is data engineer because he engineers the data. So what does your civil engineer do? What does civil engineer do? He will construct the house
Construction.
Construction.
really good and hand over it to us. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Data engineer will structure this data properly and give it to us so that we can use it further. Did you get me?
Mm-hmm.
Like civil engineer will construct the house, put it in a structured format and give it to us. We do some interior designing, correct?
Yes.
Similarly, data engineer will structure the data, raw data, using cloud and database or any tool and hand over it to us to analyze the data further. Understood the difference between data engineer, data analytics, and data science? We are good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do
Yes.
you find some impact before this session and after this session now? Did you get to understand little more about the data and technologies?
Yes.
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 This 1 hour you spend here has an impact?
Yeah.
Yes.
Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. This is about data and technology session. Like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Similarly, I gave you this session. In my throughout the course, if you guys are interactive the same way like this, you will see the same bass in my voice. My voice will change. My voice is more louder actually. Okay. So I'll follow the same way of interaction and same way from the basics you will learn SQL and Power BI. Okay, that's all I can tell you. This is how usually I teach. Got it?
So,
Yes.
Yes. Tomorrow, similarly, how we went from brief into the data and technologies, I'll go brief into understanding of Power overview of Power BI. Okay? Shall we
Mhm.
again come back tomorrow together to understand this BI tools, Power BI?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
about it for today. Any questions? You can feel free to shoot out your questions.
Yeah. One question.
Yes.
So what will be the difference in the role of data engineer and data analytics? I didn't
That's
get
what I told
this
you.
point.
See,
Yeah.
it's like a chef and a waiter. What is the difference between chef and a waiter?
The one cooks and the one who serves.
The one who cooks is data engineer, who cooks the data. Put it in a
Okay.
proper structured way where you can use it. The one who is using it is data analyst.
Okay.
And the
Thank
one who is tasting it, like customer, and telling if it's good or no is data science.
Mhm.
Okay?
you.
Maybe
Yeah.
this
Thank
way
you.
you can understand easily. That's why I took some examples like that. It made sense, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, this is Kalyani. Yesterday, I'm
Okay.
unable to join the demo classes. That's why today I'm asking this question. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
have some doubts regarding my career. I have a 2018 passed out batch. Then after, I have a three and a half
See,
year.
I understood your question. I understood your question already, but few things I
Okay.
cannot discuss because being a real-time employee,
Okay,
working
fine.
employee, I cannot discuss few things in the recorded sessions and things.
Okay, sure,
Okay.
sure. When I will approach like this.
Once we start the course during that, no, in between like 1 or 2 days, you can contact me in between.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question.
I hope you understand. I cannot discuss few things. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Any other
Ma'am,
questions, guys?
ma'am, I have a
No.
Yes, Shravya?
ma'am, can you please
Your voice is
get
very, very low. I can't hear you well. Are you talking, Shravya?
audible to you?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah. Tell me.
Ma'am, it my request, ma'am. When you are
Mm-hmm.
writing notes, you can write definitions also, ma'am. What is what?
See, you're not in a school anymore. If I do
Yes, ma'am.
everything, you take the notes, put it in a storage, but don't refer back. Refer back for sure. I don't want to give definitions because if you go type in Google, everyone will give you definition. I
Okay,
want to give a clarity on the technical side more.
okay.
So for which part do you want definition here? Tell me.
Something like obtainance,
Sorry, something like.
obtainance. What is what?
See, what is what if I have to tell you that obtains is a technical understanding of data. That
Okay,
doesn't have any definition. See, don't
okay,
go with definition way of learning. In interviews, none of them will ask you definitions.
okay,
It's about the concept you have to explain.
okay,
Definition,
okay,
Google, every Google website will give you definition. But explanation,
okay,
no, you will not. That's the reason you
okay.
join in an institute, right? If
Yes,
you want only
yes.
definition, you can sit in front of a system, browse and learn.
Okay,
With the definition, you don't understand things. That's why you
okay,
come here where you want an explanation theoretically how it is happening in a process. Correct.
okay, ma'am.
Got it? If I teach
Okay,
anything, Definition you can get it anywhere, but you need not tell an exact definition in the interviews. You can just explain the way
Okay.
I'm doing it also.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So yeah, guys, that's about it for today. If anyone has any other further questions, you can shoot out. If not, you can feel free to leave. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day. See you back tomorrow.
Same to
Bye
you,
bye.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Same
ma'am.
to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.